Hi, Carlo.
Hi.
Hi, Carlo. Hi. Firstly, please, you had a late night last night, bringing in Josh King. What was your thinking behind the late move in the transfer window?
No, I think Josh King is the right profile that we needed. I think the fact that we left Cenk Tosun goes to Turkey. We left Anthony to play, to have experience, to improve his knowledge at Preston. We needed a profile to cover the position in front. I think that Josh King is really good profile from us. We were looking at him also in the summer, and we had a possibility to have him. I think it is going with his quality to improve our squad, above all in front, because he can cover all the position in front. He has experience in the Premier League, and so happy to have him in the squad.
What was the signing of Josh last night a reaction, perhaps, to the defeat and the performance against Newcastle?
Two different story. We were disappointed about the defeat against Newcastle. We lost a great opportunity to go up in the table. We have another opportunity tomorrow, really difficult, but you have to show different attitude, different spirit. The players knows how to behave in the Premier League. They did really well. I cannot forget that we had a fantastic run, a fantastic game, and we have to be back with our spirit, with our attitude, because this is the key point to have success and to reach the victory.
Just in terms of Josh arriving, he can obviously play centrally, but he can play off to the side, left or right as well. Could you see him playing alongside in a front three alongside Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison?
I think that they can play all together as we usually did, because we are used to play with Iwobi on the right or with James, and the fact that he can cover all the position in front is helpful for us. We have Bernard also that he's here. I think that the squad is quite complete in this moment, and we have. I am satisfied for the squad that I have in this moment. We left to go players that we thought need to play, like Jared Bradwhite, that went to Blackmore really young, so they need experience and they need minutes to improve. And in the summer, all of them, they will be back, because we have a lot of confidence in our young players.
You mentioned Bernard there. Can you tell us what happened with his situation?
No, I think that they had a speech with another club, but they didn't find a deal, and happy to have him back. As I said, he didn't play a lot. I said also to him, he didn't play a lot, but always showed a good attitude in training. He is a professional player, and I hope to give him in the next few months more minutes to play.
Carlo, you mentioned a moment ago about how the team needs to show better or a different spirit going into these next games. From the outside looking in a lot of games this season, you've been very impressive. Everton have been very impressive. But there just seems to be the odd game that we've seen, like the Newcastle one, where it's difficult to explain. Are you able to explain why there is the odd game like that thrown into what has been an impressive start to the season?
I think not difficult to explain. They were better than us in the fighting spirit, in the attitude, and we thought, I think, that with only the quality we could win the game. But I think it's a good lesson for us that with only the quality we are not able to win games. Of course we have quality, but you have to support the quality with an attitude and the spirit that we had in a lot of games against Chelsea, against Arsenal, against Wolves, against Sheffield United. We show this kind. So I think it's part of us that of my team, that spirit that we were not able to show against Newcastle, because we thought maybe it's not so difficult, the game, maybe with our quality we can win, and was not enough for sure. I think can be a good lesson for the future.
Last question from me, slightly off topic, if you don't mind. There is a report today that says that new regulations are going to be brought into play from the FA, which will limit the amount that footballers are allowed to header the ball in training sessions, given a direct link with former players who are suffering from dementia. What is your reaction to that? Do you think that's a positive step?
First of all, I think that all the research that they are doing to improve the welfare of the player is welcome. And second, there is now in football, there are not specific training sessions to head the ball. There are some part of the training where the player had the ball, but there is no specific training to head the ball. Maybe you can do set pieces. When you do set pieces, there are the possibility that the player touch the ball with the head. But in this situation, I think that training sessions are made to protect the player most of the time. But welcome this research. If I say the most important part is the welfare of the players. That is for sure.
Thank you.
Okay, Stephen from Premier League Productions, please.
Hello there, Carlo. I just wanted to get your thoughts on how you assess things in the Premier League table at the moment. You're currently 8th, but you're still in touch with the teams at the very top, and you have games in hand. Are games in hand valuable this season, or because things are so congested, does that make things a bit more uncertain?
Honestly, we are not looking. Yes, we have a look of the table, but not too much. The position in the table is not bad. I think that position was reached because we did really well away. We did really well. We had a really good result. We could do better at home. I think that was the reason. But as I said, we want to be there until the end of the season to fight for the position in Europe. And we are there now, and I hope to be there also at the end of the season.
Obviously, you've already played Leeds at home, but I'm sure you've watched them a great deal more than that. What have you made of the way that they've approached their return to the Premier League and the way that Marcelo Bielsa coaches his side?
Leeds is in a good position of the table, is always entertaining games against them. I saw them a lot of time, and they play with a lot of intensity, attacking football, and of course it will be difficult. They beat us at Goodison Park. It will be difficult. I think we have confidence because away usually we do better than home, and so. But we have to know that it will be a game with a lot of intensity and unpredictable, I think.
You've mentioned you've been better away from home this season. I think a lot of clubs have found that. A lot more games have been won by the away team this season than usual. Why do you think that is?
Why do you think? Why? Your opinion.
I'm interested as to, from your experience, how much influence supporters have on the way that a game is played.
This is the explanation. How important are the supporters in the stadium? This is the clear explanation. The result that not only here in England, but also everywhere in Europe, there are unpredictable results. And the only reason is because the home team doesn't have the support of their fans, and the opponent team doesn't have to suffer the supporter when you play away. It's quite clear. It's quite clear. The fact that we won 2 games at home with 2,000 supporters, and was against Chelsea, against Arsenal. I think for us that means something.
Alistair from the BBC.
Hi, Carlo.
Hi.
I know he scored in the FA Cup this season, but he hasn't scored in the Championship. Is it a worry that he hasn't scored in the league this season?
Josh King.
No, we didn't sign him to have more goals. We didn't sign him to use his quality, that is a powerful player, fast player. For this reason, not for score more goals. I think we signed him to have more option in front, and so with him we have more option. I'm not talking about goals because we don't need. I think we don't need. Of course, we need goals, but we have players that can score goals.
And last week you spoke about how you missed the Champions League, and it was an important week this week. Obviously, you only got a point from those 2 games. Is the Champions League now beyond Everton?
Now it's beyond Everton. It's still remain a dream for us, but I think that after the game against Leicester gave us an answer. The game against after the game against Newcastle, we had another answer that to fight for the four position, we have to improve. Could be the game against Leicester could be a good signal. The game against Newcastle show the other face of our teams. And that is what I said before, that without spirit, we cannot fight for the position in Europe.
And last of all, you've talked about obviously the inconsistency. Is consistency something that you can coach players, or is it just you have to have better players? The better a player is, the more consistent they are.
No, the consistency you can improve the consistency working harder. I think all the team has to work harder, and so the consistency comes to have solidity at the back. And when you have solidity at the back, when all the team work together to catch the ball when you don't have the ball. And I think that the game against United, Newcastle showed that we were a little bit lazy. And what I say to you is what I said to the players. No, I have no secret, because it was quite clear that we were a little bit lazy the game against Newcastle.
Okay, thank you.
James?
Hello, Carlo. Just get an injury update, please, for the game tomorrow.
Apart Alan, Delphi's back in the squad. Alan not yet, Gabaman not yet, and we have out also Pickford that had side injury. And he will not be available for the game, but I hope that for Saturday he will be available.
And how did he get that injury, please?
Huh?
Sorry, how did Jordan pick that injury up?
I think it was a save at the end of the game against Newcastle. I think he touched the post and he had problem on his rib.
So all the more important, I suppose, you've got a backup in Robin Olsen. Is it fair to say he will start the game?
Robin Olsen will start the game tomorrow if nothing happened today.
Just on the players who went out on loan, Benny Beningame, Anthony Gordon, John Joe Kenny, and Ellis Sims. What was the thinking behind those moves, please?
No, the thing is what I said before. We want to give the player the opportunity to have more minutes to improve their knowledge, and the fact that they are on loan, they will be back in the summer, and we will see how they are going to play. I hope that for all of them, the opportunity to improve their knowledge, because they are all young, and this is the target that we have to send the player on loan. And Jared Bradwhite is the same. Are players that we have a lot of confidence for the future, but to improve their condition, their knowledge, their experience, they need minutes. And here they had difficulty to have the minutes that they need to improve.
Ian Abrahams, please.
Hi, Carlo. How are you?
I'm fine. You?
Yeah, good, thank you. Normally, you go to Ellen Road, there'd be 40,000 people there. The atmosphere would be very hot, very intimidating. Do you think that it helps some teams, or some teams have benefited this season from playing not in front of fans? You said that you beat Arsenal. You won both your games where you had supporters.
Yeah. This is there are totally different conditions, totally different atmosphere to play without supporter at the stadium, and there I think that the home teams are more affected. That is absolutely normal. And also the Leeds United did played 11 games at home. They won 6, they lost 5, and this is for sure. With the supporter, they had for sure they had the different. They would have a different run.
You talk to a lot of people in the game. They love your work, what you've done throughout your career. They also love Marcelo Bielsa. What sort of game should we expect tomorrow from you and Marcelo Bielsa?
I met him only one time, and was not good for me because we lost. I hope that to equalize tomorrow. I hope to equalize. I have a lot of respect to him because his team is playing really well, really well. You are on mute.
Sorry, two good strikers as well, Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Patrick Bamford tomorrow. So should we expect to see quite a few goals?
Oh, honestly, I didn't know Bamford, and he plays really well. He's a really good striker. He scored a fantastic goal against Leicester. I didn't know him before, but I have to say that he's a fantastic striker. To compare with Dominic, they have more or less the same quality, the same characteristic. Maybe Dominic is more powerful, but in game, Bamford is really, really intelligent.
We'll just take one from Carl, please.
Hi, Carlo.
Hi.
Hi. You've spoken a lot about the spirit within the team and the players. I just wonder, how do you explain how that disappears so quickly in the game, especially against a team like Newcastle, who was so low on confidence coming into it?
No, I said because we thought that with only the quality that we had, the quality of James, the quality of Richarlison, the quality of Calvert-Lewin, the quality of Gylfi Sigurdsson was enough to win. And that was not enough. It's simple. And so the spirit is not like a light switch on or switch off. The spirit is you have to be ready, you have to train, you have to be focused before the game, the day before. And I think happened this. Tomorrow will not be like this because in these days, we talk about this, and the player understood because the player had experience in the past, the game that we played, where before the game we were a little bit worried. When you are a little bit worried before the game, means that you are not worried during the game, and this is the most important part. When you are so comfortable before the game, you will be uncomfortable in the game. That is what happened.
We'll just take one final one in the open section from Jim Conlon.
Hello, Carlo. Just expanding there on John Joe Kenny's loan to Celtic. Do you see John Joe Kenny's long-term future at Everton?
Yes, he's our player from the academy, and he had experience in Schalke. He did really well. He came back. He didn't find space, opportunities to play a lot. And so he decided, and we decided to give him opportunity to play for 6 months and see what happened. And he will be back in summer.
Okay, thank you. That's the end of the open section. So we'll move on to the newspapers now. If you're not working for a newspaper,